Hello, all back with another Football Manager 2016 update. Playing my career with Toulouse in France. So I'm just in the beginning of season two, and to be honest, not the best start to the league. I'm currently bringing the league table up in 13th position. After having played 10 matches, I've got 11 points, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 5 defeats. So it hasn't really gone well. It's been a little complicated by Europa League playoff matches, which I always feel makes the beginning of a season difficult. For a start off, I didn't play the first match of the season because of a Europa League qualifier. So my first game of the season was against Monaco, who'd already played a game. So it didn't start particularly well. I'll show you this schedule and show you the results so far. Europa League qualifiers. I'm through to the group stages. That's actually going pretty well. So first game of the season, my first game of the season was Monaco. Lost at home 1-0. Then lost away to Bordeaux 2-1. Not great results, but you can kind of understand those. Those aren't terrible results. Then I drew 2-2 away with Zurich in the Europa League qualifier, and if we just scan down further down, you can see that I beat them at home comfortably 2-0. So to go through in that qualifier to the group stages. But before that, I managed my first league win of the season 3-2 at home to Angers, which I left it very late. Scored 2 late goals to win that game, so that it hasn't been great. On to Stade Rennais, lost 3-0 away. Lost 3-0 at home to Marseille. 1-1 with Trabzonspor in the Europa League group match. Then the 0-0 draw with Metz away, followed by a 0-0 draw at home to Caen, which again, 2 poor results. Then beating Sochaux 2-0 in the league, started to turn the corner. Then beat Leverkusen 2-1 in the Europa League group stages, so a good result. Lost away to Lyon 2-1, late goal for Lyon. It was going pretty well with a 1-1 draw. Would have been pleased with that. And then in the Midi derby, beat Montpellier 2-1. To hopefully got to start turning the corner now. It's been a difficult start to the season, especially when the level of expectation I gave was to qualify for the Champions League by finishing the top 3. So obviously the board, so bring that up, aren't that pleased about it. To summarise, the board are satisfied with the management of the team. But okay, transfers in. Again, I've not really bought anyone in. Very big signings, shall we say. Brought in a guy here from Guingamp to central midfielder, Sankare. He's kind of, I like to play them, as I said before, midfielder, centres, attack, and he's doing okay in that position, although he is more of a support, stroke defensive, central midfielder. His stats, as you can see, other than his finishing and his long shots, are okay, but he's not really doing the job. But he was never supposed to be the finished article. He was supposed to be another player, because I know that I'm going to struggle with squad size in the trying to play, trying to chase a Champions League spot and play in the Europa League. So I bought Devo here, who's again he's my backup deep line playmaker, my backup register actually. So he's another backup player, but there's players I had to bring in because I know that I'm going to struggle with squad size. Guido Fofana, again, is going to be a good player. Maybe in a couple of seasons' time, he's 25, but as a attacking midfield centre, his stats are okay. He's hard working, he's got good team working abilities, he's determined, but it isn't exactly working too well for him. And I've also bought in Chuba Akpom from Arsenal as a wide run to I'm going to play him out there on left, but he's been injured ever since I got him. He's got a broken ankle, so he's not played yet. But and this guy here I actually bought as a scout He's got really good scouting ability, tactical scouting ability, but I had to sign him as a player in order to get him. So he's kind of scouting my next opposition because he's got pretty good tactical awareness for scouting. So he's currently scouting the next opposition. So yeah, I'm just basically hoping to turn the corner. A little bit annoying. I don't know if anybody else is having issues with crashing, but every now and again it crashes. I play on a Linux system through the Steam operating system, and it crashes, goes back to desktop. Just suddenly, my mouse pointer kind of changes to a really big pointer that you would see on the Steam operating system, and then it just goes back to log on. Not even back to my Steam screen. It like locked before I even logged on, which is kind of frustrating. Actually, in the Europa League qualifiers, I'd actually just beaten Zurich 3-0 away. Absolutely trounced them 3-0. So I'd played Monaco, lost 1-0. I played Bordeaux, and I'd lost 2-1. And then I played this game here. I played that game and I won 3-0 away from home, and it could have even been better. So really frustrating having to play games you've already won 3-0, drawing 2-2 now. I kind of feel that at that point my team's morale would have been really high. They'd only lost 2 games before that to Monaco and Bordeaux, both acceptable defeats. Then they'd went away from home and beat Zurich 3-0 convincingly, and suddenly I'm faced with a 2-2 draw. Well, I don't like that. I don't replay games when I lose, like save scumming. I don't do that. As you've seen, I accepted that I didn't qualify for the Champions League last season. I finished 4th last game of the season. I could have replayed that match, save scumming, but I don't do that. It's absolutely pointless. You're just cheating yourself. So it's doubly frustrating when you're forced to replay games you've already won when the game crashes. Now my PC meets more than adequately the minimum spec, so it's kind of frustrating. Don't know what's going on Football Manager, but get it sorted out with a patch. Yeah, I think that's it. As I said before, quick synopsis. I call myself FM.Underdogs because I always play Football Manager as a team who's never won anything for at least 10 years. I find it absolutely pointless to play as a big side. There's one thing's Barcelona, Man United. What's the point in playing as them? Not my cup of tea at all. So that's the name, FM Underdogs. Okay, I'll be back with another update. Hopefully things will be going a little bit better, but a couple more wins in a row, and we'll be right back up towards 8th or 9th, and we'll take it from there. Okay, see you later.